bin auf die Seite neu laden. Und dann, wenn Leute kommen, dann switchen wir mal schnell auf Englisch rüber.
Mhm.
Wait, good stream. Oh, shit. Livestream schon, ja. Okay. Alright. Schaust du auch gerade zu oder nicht?
No, I don't.
Oh, alright. Then we got a second one already. So let's just wait a bit and start on. Yeah. So what have you been doing today, man?
I'm doing good in yourself.
Yeah, of course. Fine, I'm right. I'd say we'll wait like 30 more seconds, something like that, and then we'll just start off. If people are really interested, they can just rewatch it on YouTube, and that's fine. Well,
If someone really wants to.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I get a decent 10 views on YouTube per stream, right? So.
I guess.
Alright, yeah, I think people will join up if we just start talking a bit. So let's start out. So
Okay.
I got you on here, right? You're from Hessen. What city exactly are you in? You're in the same city with Quick, right?
Not necessarily. So yeah, I'm Youssef. I'm from Germany. I'm 18 years old. I live in Hesse. I live in Frankfurt, main city. Creek is from another city. It's called Darmstadt.
Alright. Wait, you're echoing a bit. I'm assuming you guys can hear that, right? If you turn down the
No,
desktop.
it shouldn't.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Awesome, thank you. So, Quick is from a different city, where you probably fought it before, right?
Yeah.
So how did it go?
I mean, we had a lot of sets, and he won like 95% of it. So.
Okay. Okay, so like I already told you that a few people here and there kind of say that you might be a PR contender, right?
I didn't hear that personally, but that's what you said, yeah?
It's a few people, not too many, right? But I mean, like, do you think there's a big difference between like the top 10 and Quick, or like the top 2 of the Germany PR? Because like Quick is a proper top player, right? But I wouldn't consider someone like Beak a top player yet, at least.
I'm actually not quite sure on that. I think Quick was definitely when offline was a thing more. Quick was at a different level than everyone else in Germany. But right now it could shift a bit.
Okay,
Could have shifted a lot because we have probably like 1 year where everyone improved and some people didn't improve, and we have people like Funnel that are on the rise.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like, I like basically last local I went to before the whole lockdown thing happened the first time. I had like my 3-4 people I always lost set against, basically, right? Even in friendlies. And then during the lockdown and during the short period where tournaments were allowed again, small tournaments at least, I fucking farmed them for clips non-stop, man.
Yeah.
Kind of showing as well that online practice is working out as well if you do it correctly, right? So
yeah, definitely.
you've been around.
It's like
Yeah.
online definitely isn't like the best.
No.
It has many flaws, and Nintendo could really work on it so that gets better in the future. But it's necessary, especially in these times, to play online if you want to improve.
Yeah, of course, and it's working out, right? Like you've gotten better, I've gotten better, other people have gotten better. Again, like when offline tournaments came back, and especially with the ones that won Switzerland during like the last year, basically, there was already a big shift happening. So I'm excited to see where everyone will end up on the PR and who even will stay on the PR, right? Because there might be a lot of hidden busts coming up. But
Could be.
anyways, so you're in a pretty not important, but a pretty big city smash wise. Um,
Um,
it's pretty stacked.
yeah.
So,
I mean,
oh yeah,
yeah. It's not Frankfurt in general, but Darmstadt is probably like the most stacked city in Germany. It's like Hesse as a region isn't a stacked one, but if you just take the people that are in one city and combine it, it's the best probably Darmstadt because we have many good people that were also in the PR like Quick, True for Blub, and also some other good people like Kung that also plays good in NRV when he was there, and yeah, etc. etc.
so like you got a lot of competition in that region, right? Or in that at your locals basically, right? So what kind of like did you start off going to those super stacked locals and just one stuff, or where did you start off just generally, right? When you started going to locals.
I mean, the first thing that actually, I think the first local that I attended was in Darmstadt, yeah, was like 50-man tournament, I think.
Jesus. Okay, that's a regional our place, man.
Yeah. Um, with some good player, and I also played. I'm playing Smash since like Smash 4, and I always was in the Hessen scene, but I noticed that I got better and better because before it was like I struggled to get out of pools. Back in that time, we played round robin pools, so it was quite different, but it was always a lot of fun. And now at the beginning of Ultimate and continuing, I got out more of pools and tried to get more invested into the game and look how I can get. And yes, now
Okay.
I'm fifth in our region. So
That's kind of a running thread on the podcast, not gonna lie. Just some player who's like scratching PR level or is PR in some city or some region,
I
uh,
wouldn't.
is playing Smash 4, being bad, starting Smash Ultimate, getting good.
I mean, I would still wouldn't say that I'm on PR level.
I,
It's
you're on Hessen
probably
PR level.
something that I like on my region PR, yes, but when I see the big picture of like Germany entirely, then
Well,
I'm not now, but I could see me
Nee,
probably
Ora hatte
being
keinen
in the
Schlaf,
future.
vielleicht.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god. I just opened Twitch to
What
check out like the channel because I wanted to link something, and I just had this guy with a super deep voice scream into the microphone and I fucking jumped. Okay. Wait.
Okay.
Okay, back on track. Sorry. I just need to get things. So, where did you where did we left off? This threw me off so much right now. I'm so sorry.
Everything fine.
Okay. So like, wait, but yeah, you're basically everyone who's been on the podcast so far has basically started or like actually started out in Smash 4, right? Even Azure mainly
Mm-hmm.
started going competitive in Smash 4, and then when Ultimate came around, they actually started improving big time, right? And basically, that's the time where they got where they were. But already in the first podcast, we kind of established that Smash 4, like that time spent in Smash 4, was kind of laying the foundation for just their current successes, right? But that
Mm-hmm.
might kind of paint the picture of like newcomers, like first time Smash players playing Ultimate, kind of not having the same chance at all. Do you think they kind of get left behind, or well, what's your idea on that?
I don't really think so because Smash Ultimate is a game. It's more simpler based. Like just when you think about simple stuff like movement option or like
Mm-hmm.
we have way less than we have in Smash 4. We are more limited with our movement because we, for example, can't do perfect pivots anymore. We can't do buffered full hops anymore.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can do buff with full health, so you just gotta use tilt stick. And tilt stick tap jump. Okay.
Can you with tap jump?
Yes, you can.
Um,
This Meta Knight do like frame perfect platform resets on PS2. Wouldn't work otherwise. You can even
okay.
buffer areas with it, like full up areas.
Okay. Would be new for me, but I don't know how it is with
No, I can show you
tilt
sometime.
stick.
It's not hard. It's not hard. But yeah,
Okay.
this.
The obviously the people that came from Smash 4 have more experience overall, but everyone can just. I don't think that they're just left behind because you can just play, invest time to the game, invest the right time, not just playing, but not just mindlessly playing, but doing deliberate practice, and then you can just work over anything. Like when we talk about melee, for example,
Yeah, it's like.
Laughing in around a few years got to the top 6 when the other people had like 4 or 5 years more of experience. So
Yeah, true. Like one thing I actually covered with Azure last time was that especially like brawl players just had a huge boost in like just knowledge and general skill in terms of neutral, for example, because like certain games, of course, kind of encourage certain behaviors and encourage certain states of play. Where melee is very advantage and disadvantage focused, brawl was like just neutral all over again, right? So he said that those players kind of have an advantage, like in that regard. So where do you think Smash 4 like was the strongest? Like what made Smash 4 Smash 4? Kind of say it like that.
mm, not quite sure on that, but let me think about it. I didn't play it. I mean, I did go to some locals in Smash 4, but I really wasn't that competitive into it. So I could be wrong on that. But
That's
when I'm
fine.
thinking back, it's probably the neutral game.
Okay, so that's interesting. So we basically had two games back to back that were very neutral focused. And not gonna lie, it's sounding funny, but I think that's kind of what I'm seeing currently because like look at Dark Thunder, look at fucking Beak, like playing Bowser, playing Shotos, right? Basically zero brain neutral child with a big punish game or big hits, right? And like a lot of the newcomers, or from what I've seen, kind of just play big boy punish characters, right? So that's kind of interesting to see, not gonna lie, because they do of course have that small disadvantage in terms of neutral knowledge. So but like you play Mario. Mario's super like
Mm-hmm.
super middle of the road. He's like pretty much the all rounder, right? So
Not
where
really,
do you
he's broken.
yeah, of course he's fucking broken, but he's broken everywhere, right? Like
He has his weaknesses, but yeah, he's
what
super good cook.
what's his main weakness generally? Because he has his like double aerials and a short hop. He has pretty good range with back air. He has a relatively good recovery, good jumps, etc. Where does he struggle?
Yeah, yeah, gets good zoning, getting in. He can get outranged a long time and like playing a good ground game, especially like kill percentage, avoiding his setups
Mm-hmm. So
like grab areas. Um, he's pretty limited, especially in like low percentage because a lot of his things like rising aerials besides down air are unsafe on hits. So he sometimes has to choose with what he approaches, and he can struggle with that.
well, I mean that's kind of. I feel like that's still a bit of privilege because some characters like rising areas aren't safe at all, like during most percentages. So go figure. They have to do landing right.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
Yeah, mostly Mario struggles against characters with good disjoints that outrange him.
like the
That can
classic
play.
example being Lucina, right? Just Mario Lucina, the classic bad matchup.
Yeah, classic.
It's been like that for
Can keep
ages,
him
right?
out.
feel like
can
that's his
also edge
problem.
guard him. Um, Especially with disjoints, Mario can have a pretty hard time landing
Hmm.
because it can just outclass Nair and then he's forced to use his still broken, but he's forced to use his aerial drift with air dodge. And
Oh no, Mario using his aerial drift.
and he can struggle to get back from the ledge.
Yeah, I can see that. He
But
doesn't really have any specific options, right? And forward is bad. In that
and
scenario, at least.
sometimes he can struggle to kill, but only if the people really know the matchup.
Yeah, okay.
That
Yeah, I can
depends.
see that.
And
I mean, he can get good stuff from just stray hits, right? But to actually kill, he needs specific stray hits. So go figure if you can avoid those. I'm
yeah.
assuming that angles are gonna be pretty strong against Mario, right? Especially at high percent because he's mainly looking for up smashes, F smashes on like overextension stuff like that. Back air. So if you kind of use platforms to stay above him a bit, it's gonna be a bit tricky for him to do anything, right?
Yeah, you obviously need to look out for down air
Hmm.
because that can surprisingly catch jumps. But in general, it could present pretty good to stay grounded,
Oh, okay.
center stage, and but also use platforms as a retreating option,
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Alright, alright. So,
especially when you learned how to DI downer.
how do you DI down there actually?
That's pretty weird. Because
Okay.
Mario can influence it with his drift
It's like
a
cheek up
lot,
air.
but yeah, he can cross up you during the down air.
Hmm.
But in general, just about DIing away and down, or just away. I'm not quite sure on that actually.
Alright, alright.
I would say DI away from where he is,
Hmm. Okay.
from where you are. Yes.
Like
So
from
when you end up
what?
at the beginning on the
Yeah.
right side, you should DI right. If you end up on the left side, you should DI left.
Hmm. Okay, okay. Well, that's good to know.
Not 100% sure on that, but I
Okay.
think how it is.
Alright. But like Mario kind of being so well, you can't say middle of the road because he's like above average on most things, right? He's a solid high tier, who some people consider him top tier, but I personally don't agree with that at all. But like character choice, how does it matter? Because technically, because we both know that you're trying to win, right? You're trying to be competitive, and technically, if you want to be super competitive, why don't you just play Palutena? Why don't you just play Zero Suit? Like, what's the matter with that? Because Mario is viable, right? But why not go a few steps higher on the tier list?
Um, because actually Mario is just a character that suited me for some reason. But I still play other characters like Mario, etc., etc. Um, before quarantine start, when offline was a thing, I was pretty much an only Mario solo main. And now I'm not sure on that, but I think it will probably stay it.
Mm-hmm.
But during quarantine, I picked up a lot of characters like Palu, Lucina, and some other
Like
Shulk,
all the
whatever.
funny ones, all the funniest ones. Like my Lucina isn't that great, so that speaks of my fundies, I guess. My Palutena is better though because she's like privileged, you know. But yeah,
Yeah, but
that's.
Lucina definitely also is privileged.
I mean, she has the sword privilege, but outside of that, right? She's relatively honest, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean, you
I
know,
mean we can
Smash
agree that
up
Palo
B.
definitely is more
Yeah.
privileged than Lucina.
Bro, imagine a like character who that back air suits even better, right? Just like think of Joker with that back air. Just Arsene with an invincible back air. God no. But like Mario suits you. So what exactly like he does suit you, right? But you could also learn a different character. But what kind of keeps you from like still co-maining someone else or just covering bad matchups at least or something like that?
Mm. Like I said, now during online thing, I also started playing out Palutena and things, but I don't know if I will try to get up to offline. I'm not quite sure on that. But definitely beforehand, what I really liked about Mario is like his air mobility, because it's broken, and his fucking back air, because it's also broken.
Yeah. So it's just a like preference thing at that point.
He just feels right for
Oh,
me.
right.
I
How,
don't
how
know.
how do you think that actually impacts what you do, like or how you perform actually? Because technically you can learn everything and perform well with everyone, right? But it's not as fun and like what else? Because I mean, there's a reason I fucking stick to Meta Knight. I've seen him like a bottom four until it's what the fuck.
Yeah, because I like Mario, I like his mobility, I like his movesets, I like his back air, I like the way how he's trying to play. Can be pretty aggressive, he can be pretty abrasive as well. Has a lot of tools, a lot of mix-ups, aerials, fireball,
Does it
tilt, grab.
does that kind of
Not
reflect
really
you?
tilt.
Does that kind of reflect your playstyle with other characters as well? Just being a bit pushy, being a bit aggressive, using lots of mix-ups.
It's actually quite funny because with most other characters I play definitely more patient than I do with Mario.
Is that a disadvantage?
Um, I don't know,
Okay.
but I just like to play how Mario, just like the way how Mario plays in this game.
Hmm. I think that's something pretty interesting because, like, there's a reason people stick to their characters, right? But no one really knows why, except for they feel right. And somehow,
Just feels right.
somehow they still perform better with a like objectively worse character than with another character that's also tournament viable or like that they themselves could use in tournament well. They still perform better with like their weird mid tier or shit like that at like locals or something like that.
Especially when you only try to get good at the local scene, etc. It really doesn't matter what character you play.
Yeah, that's true.
So just stick with that. Just stick with the character that's the most fun for you
The thing
and
about
doesn't frustrate you.
the thing about that is kind of I originally also just wanted to get good in Bavaria, right? But that kind of just like that went on and on and on, and I got better, and now I'm like, yeah, but why should I just stick to Bavaria, right? So I feel like everybody will consider like a secondary at some point. Have you ever considered like picking up somebody else alongside Mario, or was that like never an option?
Um, like I said, now I'm thinking about playing Perlu, but
Original.
I really don't know if I will really try to have as a secondary because I don't really know for what matchups actually. Would be only just a comfort pick when I'm feeling like Mario isn't that good right now and
Mm,
Pardo can be more impressive, but that's not really a reason to secondary someone, so not quite sure on that.
yeah,
Would
that's true.
probably play for like the Ditto or maybe Luigi if I don't like it. Maybe Lucina, but not quite sure on that.
The Ditto. You're the best Mario from Germany, man. You gotta beat other people in the Ditto. What are you doing?
I mean, the Ditto is a Ditto. I lost the Ditto against um, an unknown Mario tournament before in Germany, so
Oh, okay.
can happen.
Yeah, of course. Like
And
who was it?
also, just I'm not on that level where I can confidently say I beat everyone that I want to beat. So
Yeah, that's true. Like you kind of have the big advantage of just maining a character that just like boosts your fundamentals, right? Like mix-ups is something very fundamental in my opinion, and especially the ones Mario does that like they're not easy. You just do landing aerial into another aerial or multi-hit or landing aerial into grab or rising aerial into landing aerial or whatever. You just have all these options, right? and especially like you're neutral, you gotta play patient but still pushy and stuff like that. That kind of teaches you a lot. So I feel like you just improving at Mario stuff, because that's kind of what a lot of low and mid tier mains do. Like me included, I mainly do Meta Knight stuff, right? And like you can do that, improve your main, and at the same time just get like hugely better at the game itself, which is a really big plus in my opinion.
Yeah, that's definitely a way to say you can play Mario pretty fundamental. In general, I'm not really playing Mario that much anymore, but that will probably change when offline is a thing again.
Yeah.
So I will just play other characters, especially in Wi-Fi tournaments. So,
Mm.
where you see a lot of Samus from me.
Oh, okay. You're one of those.
Yeah,
Quick fanboy, or do you just like to see people suffer?
dude, Samus and Wi-Fi, it's free.
Okay. Yo, not gonna lie, Mario's just as annoying online. I also have a Mario, right? You know that. It's not too great,
Mhm.
but man, that aerial drift messes up people. Because like, whereas like on the ground you have to do those slight stick presses to like adjust your positioning, Mario just goes and like goes across the stage in one shot up and back.
Yeah, that's pretty good average drift. Like Yoshi, Wario, etc., etc.
It's insane, right? And like just
Yeah, and
pair
his
that
frame
with
data is really good.
just dash grabs alone, right? You just jump, you drift around them, and then you let just empty land and dash grab them, and they're scared and they're stuck in the field. It's so good. Do you think that like that privilege, even though Mario doesn't have that much privilege, he just has some bullshit. Like, do you think the bit of privilege he has kind of impacted you negatively? Because that's the thing I often hear. Like, I don't want to play X character because I don't want to get carried by them.
Definitely, which is also a reason why I secretly doesn't play Mario that much anymore,
Ah, okay.
because Mario is pretty privileged. Like it's just my opinion, but his
Yeah.
frame that is broken, his average is broken.
I mean, do you have a frame
His,
4 down smash?
I have a frame 5 down smash.
Weak.
Weak, yeah. I actually have, I think, 4 moves that are frame 5. So
Wait, I just realized your fucking down smash is frame 5. I kind of didn't realize that until now. Holy shit.
I have a frame 4 up air, which is -3. I have a frame 6 back air, which is -3, -2, depending on how you do it, on what hitbox you land. Um,
I'd say
and
that's
also in
decent.
general, can just also spam. He's pretty safe with his hitboxes, has good drift, so it's hard to react, and you can also be pretty mashy. So yeah, with, for example, you can just mash short hop aerials, like short hop up in nair or something, or do a full hop aerial into another aerial, and you can often just re-neutral from that or do a fireball approach. So Mario can, if the opponent especially don't know the matchup, pretty hard for them to counter what Mario wants to do, because usually you want to interact. You usually don't want to interact with Mario. Like Mario tries to force interactions because he's really good at them and he wants to play close up.
Mhm. Yeah,
Because
you just get all those mix-ups just by pressing a button and a jump, right? And you get
yeah,
like 6 different mix-ups out of that alone. And
yeah, so you can just
yeah.
mash and condition the people with your mashing. So
Yeah, I remember when you joined Bavarian Smash Card and somebody just said, "Oh fuck, Masha Mario is here," or something like that. They knew you. They knew you.
I don't remember anymore. Could be the case.
I remember.
But like I said, Mario's smash abilities are could be pretty privileged, but
I mean,
besides
yeah,
that,
does it work offline? I mean, yeah, of course it works offline. You're playing Mario offline mainly, so.
depends on how the player adapts, how what the matchup is. You can you can pretty much also use like moves. His moves just don't get bad, but especially on Wi-Fi, you can get away with way more stuff than you would have that you
Mhm.
wouldn't get away offline, which
What
is
is?
also
Oh, sorry.
mhm,
What is
which
like?
is
Oh, okay, you go on.
which is one thing I say this character is probably better online, or like it's way easier with him being good online because you have just the abilities to mesh and something like double parry fireball approach is super hard on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And parry in general, it's harder to react to his drift on his errors, he has more mix-ups.
But man, like I gotta start incorporating more drift to my gameplay, right? I just like what happened today is I accidentally landed a like non-spaced forward, yeah, like straight in their face basically. But I drifted back, so it just slid out of the range of the grab, like out of shield. It's insane. Like Meta Knight has very bad aerial drift, so I personally think that while Mario has, of course, insane drift, right? It's not as insane in like just compared to what the drift that everybody has can already do, right? Because if you're out of range of something, you're out of range of something. It doesn't matter if you cross the entire stage or if you just like 2 pixels short, right?
Thing is with Mario, his air mobility is so good that you can be close up and sometimes, especially when the opponents only has like low range auto shit options, can decide if you want Lena behind them or not.
Just like
So
from.
they all you get another mix up from just
Okay, okay. So
doing
that's
the
the thing.
average.
I actually didn't consider that. That's very good to know. So you can basically like shot up in their face, drift out, and drift back in and land behind them.
Probably you could also land closer with backhand, and you can try to mix up it. Pretty good against characters like Rob, who has better or shit options behind.
Just land with up air and down air, like drifting away from them, and just do that over and over again until the timer runs out.
I wouldn't recommend landing with down air, but good.
No, like landing up air and then like shot up down air, basically like rising shot up down air and just like flying across the stage.
Could work in some matchups, yeah, definitely.
I mean, it won't make you any friends, right?
I mean, it's true.
Like, okay, to kind of finish this off a bit, um, like we've been talking about Mario a lot, but like, what is something people can generally learn by just playing Mario? Because I personally advise everyone kind of to either pick Lucina or Mario up just for a little while, right? But what is
Hmm.
the thing that you personally, as Mario main, think he teaches most?
Um, he has tools for every situation, so you can adapt. He's super good when you want to try to adapt with people. If you
Mhm.
want to see, okay, how you can approach, you can get fundamental based, you can um,
Play
learn how
gimmicks.
to read more options. So because you get super reward from, for example, when you read a jump with a full up down air, or if you read the shield with a grab, and then you get good reward out of it.
So he kind of just.
He teaches you a good conditioning game, how you use it, how what you can do with it. Um, he has a really good shield game, which also helps. Probably a little bit too good for learning, but
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Well, that's just the magic problem he has, right? But if you don't know how to mash correctly, then you'll also just slap left and right, right?
You can also learn how to approach more effectively, especially against people that know the matchup.
That's true.
Um, mhm.
All right. Then thanks for all the insight, man. We've been going for like 35 minutes already, so I think it's getting time. I still have to clean up a bit, so perfect moment to kind of end this on, right? So thank you
Yeah,
so much for checking, like just for checking out the podcast. Thanks to all the other
no
people
problem.
watching that they watch, right? And I hope I can feature you again someday because like we could talk for hours on here, right?
Probably yes.
So yeah, again, thank you, and I'll catch you next time.